Hi, I'm Kristoff. I'm the CEO of Sensolus. Today we have another episode of Track and Talk, the US edition. This is the channel where we actually keep track how IoT can make all your assets visible, from giant containers to small boxes, indoor and outdoor. And today I have the honor to welcome Steve, our General Manager USA. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Kristoff. Buenos dias and good morning. Good to be here.
Steve, at Sensolus, battery life, it's extremely important for us. But before we really dig in, tell me, how do you charge your batteries?
Well, to be honest, I need to find ways to stay calm. I've always been a guy with high energy, but to answer your question, I'm an extrovert, I'm a social guy. I get energy from family and friends, and I get energy from my international tribes out there, like Sensolus. We have so many nationalities at this company, and also my football team with so many nationalities.
That charger, cool. So we started 2 years ago in the US.
That's right, yeah.
How has been that journey for you, from your perspective?
It's been exciting. It's always an adventure to build a business, right? And I would say we've been going from 0.1 to 1, not 0 to 1, because we have been leveraging the success in Europe to get a quick start in the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah, so just to confirm, we were already 8-9 years active in Europe, and then we actually started more startup style again, let's say, in the US with you.
That's right.
That's correct. So can you give me some examples how we've done those first steps in the US?
Yeah, the first thing is we leveraged the customers and partnerships that have been built over many years in Europe. So for example, we have great customer partnerships with Airbus and Veolia, and we have extended those partnerships to the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. And so that gave us a quick start, right, over there. And we are serving those customers now globally, right? And so I would say that. And the second thing is we have been copy pasting the successful use cases from Europe over to the Americas. For example, as you know, we are great with our wireless trackers at tracking non-powered assets like reusable pallets and containers and trailers, and we are basically implementing those use cases on the other side of the Atlantic.
Cool. And in that journey, what has now been the main challenge? What has been really the thing where you were hitting the wall when doing that journey?
So, the US is a massive country, big country, with big multi-billion-dollar customers, right, and big purchasing power, right? And so, these guys are demanding, right? American customers are expecting 24/7 support, right? So what we've had to do is we've had to adapt to their needs. And so, for example, as you know, we've doubled the size of the team locally, and we've also signed up new partners as well on that side of the ocean. To take care of our customers, right? And so that's one thing. I would say a second thing is whenever you're building a business from zero or from 0.1, there's always a challenge of brand awareness, right? Mm-hmm. Our tech is great, right? But people just don't know who we are. We don't have enough awareness out there. So we have to be scrappy to get the name out there through thought leadership series. And we have to take care of our customers because
I remember that one. Senso who?
Senso who? Well,
yep.
It could be worse. Some people say, who do you work for? Senseless. No, I don't. I can be senseless at times, as you know, right? But no. So brand awareness is an issue, and I think the way to get there is taking care of the first 25 customers we have already now. 25 customers. We get referrals from those customers. And so I would say that's the second challenge we're facing in the United States.
And you see more challenges there?
Yeah, but speaking of challenges, maybe on the lighter side a little bit, right? So, we are a Belgium-based tech company, right? And so when we entered the United States, we started deploying our trackers all across the country. And the original trackers were black. Well, let me tell you, Kristoff, white is the new black, right? So in the United States, it's hot as hell. The sun just bakes down on you, right? And so here in Belgium, you have sun. Last time you had sun was back in 1982, right? If I remember, there was sun here in Belgium. Right?
I think I was not born yet. It was in 78.
So what we discovered is the black trackers didn't do as well in the U.S. heat. So what have we done as a company? We have we're now manufacturing the trackers in white, and the battery life out of these trackers is what we expect now. So these are just some of the learnings, and just as another fun note, we're a European company with a U.S. subsidiary, so we always get into cultural nuances, right? For example, on time sensitivity or different things like that. But we are working through it, and we are all focused on the North Star.
We can certainly learn from each other based on the cultures.
Indeed.
So, when you reflect after those very intense 2 years, is there anything you would have done differently?
Kristoff, that sounds like a career-threatening question.
No, it isn't.
This
is not recorded.
You know, as you know, I push really hard for localization and autonomy, because we're building something from 0.1. We need to move quickly. We need to pivot. We need to A/B test and all these sorts of things, right? And so I still believe that is true, but I believe the pendulum is swinging a little bit over to the other side a little bit more, because to build long-term success, we need repeatable motions and at global scale, right? And so I'll give you just 2 examples to bring that to life. We have re-centralized marketing activities. It makes a lot of sense to do that. And secondly, we've re-centralized collections activities too. So I would say that's a learning, is that if you want long-term success and sustainability, you need to operate as a global business unit.
Yeah, correct. We're heading 2026, so probably new opportunities, but how do you, being in that market daily, how you see those opportunities the next years, but even afterwards, how you see that evolving?
So the first thing is, it's amazing, right? A couple years ago, we were starting from 0.1. We have 25 customers now in the United States. And so the first thing is taking care of those customers and getting referrals from them. And so we are focused on that and growing over time. We know that we expand over time in almost all cases, right? The second thing is, as I mentioned earlier, we have copy-pasted some of the success stories from Europe, but we are also seeing some unique cases in the United States. For example, a parent-child tech solution where we would put these trackers in a toolbox or a container, and then we put Bluetooth tags on the things inside the toolbox and container. So we are starting to see some unique use cases that are building, traction in the United States.
And which we can replicate actually even in Europe afterwards. So global thinking.
It goes back the other way, yes. And then the other aspects of the growth story is, as you know, we have been selling directly to most customers, right? But we feel this is the year of the partner.
Yeah.
And so we've lined up about a half a dozen partners, and right now we're focusing on enabling their success, but we believe that we could grow significantly through partners. And as you know, we launched the 1105, the next gen tracker, only in September last year, which enables expansion into Canada and Mexico, and cross-border use cases like a trailer. And so we are optimistic that we can gain growth through those countries as well.
So it's clear we have a lot of potential, a lot of growth coming up. Do you have any concluding thoughts for today?
Only that we're just getting started. Only that the CEO shouldn't go crazy with targets yet. We are getting started. We're building traction there, and I feel if we keep focusing on the North Star, we will continue to scale the business in the US, Canada, and Mexico. And so I'm optimistic about the future. And so the last thing I would like to do is just really thank our first customers, our first partners, and our first employees on this adventure.
Okay, cool. So don't worry on the targets. If we hit 75 customers end of year, it's okay.
Oh,
we're already at 25.
Easy
so it will be okay. Don't worry, no stress. Easy peasy. So, Steve, thanks for being with us, and also thanks for sharing your perspective and your learnings from the USA. Thank you for that.
No, thank you, Kristoff.
So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We are on Spotify, YouTube, and on all different other channels where you can learn much more. Also, go to our website where you can find white papers or even webinar sessions, but also the recording of this session. I hope you watch more to our episodes. Thank you.